We talk a lot about mixing tips and techniques on this channel, but having the right tools will help you execute these tips well so that you can create a faster and much more enjoyable workflow that will allow you to focus on making the most out of each project. In this video, we will explore the latest updates in Neutron 5 that will help you elevate your workflow and improve your productivity in a number of scenarios. So as always, grab your free trial via the link in the description box below so you can try these tools out for yourself and follow along, and let's get into this video. One of my favorite ways to use assistant features in iZotope plugins is to help me get a great head start when I'm starting to mix or master. And I also like to use it to give me some ideas for processing if I feel a little bit stuck, and it can really get me out of that and help me with decision making. Neutron 5's assistant now has better processing, and the assistant view has additional macros to help you fine-tune your signal processing chain on the fly. It only takes a few seconds to analyze your audio, and Neutron 5 will provide a signal processing chain based on your audio and its characteristics. For those of you who are familiar with Neutron 4, you will notice some additional features here which we will get onto later on in this video, but essentially from the assistant view I can tweak EQ, dynamics, saturation, and even width. I can also adjust Neutron 5's suggested settings in more detail by opening up the signal processing chain, and I can create complete processing chains from within the plugin or use each module as a standalone feature. You can also load up your own references by uploading instrument stems or multi-tracks directly into Neutron 5, or use Audio Lens to help you capture the characteristics of audio from anywhere, whether it's on your computer or a streaming platform, and then those references can be used in Neutron 5. Neutron 5 will then intelligently analyze your references and match its signal processing chain to help you get closer to those reference targets and EQ curves. The referencing in Neutron 5 saves tons of time, and it also helps beginners to learn and get better results. Now, as we open up the signal processing chain, you will notice that one of the latest modules that have been added is Clipper. So what does it do? With Clipper, I can reclaim headroom on my instrument tracks while also adding more presence, power, and loudness by using the soft clip boost. Let's take a listen to before and after, and take note of the input-output meter to see just how much headroom has been reclaimed. Here I can also enable oversampling to prevent aliasing and distortion. What really sets Clipper apart is its flexibility. You can split it into 3 frequency bands and apply custom processing to each band. And if you're familiar with our Ozone 11 plugins, you will notice the mid-side and transient sustain modes. These are also included in many other modules in Neutron 5, which we will get to in a moment. But in the context of clipper, I could soft clip and process just the sides channel, for example, to add more energy and impact there, or I could process transient and sustained information separately to add more impact to the attack of my transients or bring out more of the ambient and sustained information. Now you will spot that the two compressors are still in Neutron 5 with the multi-band option and 3 different processing modes available. However, a new module for dynamic processing is density. So the way that the traditional compressor will work is by attenuating signal as it goes above a set threshold. So this way it will reduce the level differences between quieter and louder parts of your recordings. The way that density module differs is that it uses upward compression. So instead of attenuating signal as it goes above a certain threshold, it will actually lift any quieter parts as they fall below the threshold using upward compression. This works really well when you're dealing with vocals to make sure that the softer, quieter, and more emotive passages do not get lost in the context of the rest of the mix.
What you got? What you got? What you got, baby? Tell me. What you got? What you got? What you got, baby? Tell me.
And you can use density on any other instrument where you need more presence, clarity, and impact. Density is available in mid-side mode, and also you can split it into 3 frequency bands for even more precision, and it's really easy to dial in exactly the processing that you're after in just a few seconds. Phase issues is a topic we have covered a lot on this channel, and just by fixing this simple issue, you can take your mix from something that sounds really empty and hollow to a track that sounds impactful, punchy, and translates well across different audio devices. With Neutron 5, you now have an even better and easier way to fix phase issues in your mix. The oscilloscope view gives you a really clear and detailed view of the waveforms, and the first thing that the phase module can help you with is asymmetrical waveforms. We can see how in this example the waveform looks uneven, and it can be a really common occurrence with brass and vocal recordings. What phase module will do is analyze our waveform and employ phase rotation to fix the asymmetry of this waveform, giving us much more headroom in the mix. Simply click Learn and Neutron 5 will analyze your audio and provide a solution without affecting the sound of the instrument or vocal too much.
I feel so low, I think I could cry. I feel so low, I think I could cry.
The second issue that phase module solves is phase alignment, and this is incredibly important when you're dealing with multi-mic'd elements like a drum kit, or when you're layering different samples on top of each other. Sure, you can carefully track each waveform in alignment, but the phase module in Neutron 5 will provide a solution that makes it quicker, easier, and you can align your waveforms with more precision. Simply plug in a sidechain of the channel you're trying to phase align, and Neutron 5 will analyze the waveform and apply the necessary amount of phase delay to make sure that both of these waveforms align with each other. Take a listen to the difference that can make. In the oscilloscope view, you can switch to main, sidechain, main and sidechain, and combined views to give you an even better idea of how these two waveforms interact with each other. We have now added mid-side processing modes to Density, Clipper, Equalizer, Sculptor, Transient Shaper, and Unmask. Plus, Equalizer, Clipper, Sculptor, and Unmask also feature Transient Sustain processing. We have another video on this channel that dives into mid-side in a lot more detail, so if you're new to the concept, please go ahead and learn more. Essentially, what each of these plugins will now do is allow for a lot more precision and flexibility when processing instruments and vocals. For example, Unmask can now solve masking issues in mid and side separately, giving me even more control over how two sounds fit into a stereo spectrum. Transient Shaper, which has been a long-term favorite of mine, can not only let you process your transients across 3 frequency bands, but also in mid-sides. For example, if I increase the attack in the side channels, it gives me more impact in the stereo field with each hit. And Sculptor, which is our adaptive EQ, can give you even more precision over how you process sounds in mid-side and transient sustain modes. This can be especially useful for a tone shape and EQ like Sculptor, as I can now process transient and sustain information separately, giving me even more control and precision over my sounds. Last but by no means least, as well as an updated user interface and improved visualizations, we have now added delta buttons in every single module. These monitor the difference between the input and processed output, taking out the guesswork and allowing you to make more informed mixing decisions. We hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on all the new features in Neutron 5. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please leave a comment down below and let me know which feature you're most excited about and how you're going to use it in your tracks. You can get Neutron 5 now or upgrade via the links in description box below. In the meantime, subscribe to iZotope YouTube for more mixing and production tips and tricks.